Hello, everyone. Lovely to see so many of you here and from at least 4 different countries. So happy to have an international team. And like I said, let's dive into first an overview of D.AI.SY, all the new information that has been shared in Dubai and since Dubai, because there have been some changes already since then. Try and get a sort of broader idea of why D.AI.SY is a great opportunity, and then go into Q&A session, or if you have questions in between, feel free to either put them in the chat and Jiva will interrupt me, or if you want to unmute yourself, you can also just unmute yourself. And in short, my feeling about the D.AI.SY is that it is really a project that is embracing all the changes that are going on in the world, and it's bringing basically different financial opportunities to our D.AI.SY community, or in short, to the masses, meaning that, you know, everyday person can participate. It's not financial opportunities just for the big, let's say, investors or the financial institutions. So as D.AI.SY members, we are funding new technologies that will most likely revolutionize, but, you know, not to make it a hype, I'm going to just say to change the financial industry. From the happenings in the, let's say, last year, or a little bit more than a year, and especially in the last few months, we've seen many banks go under, especially in the States. We know that a lot of the countries want to launch crypto, or digital euro, digital dollar, digital yuan has already been launched. So if we like it or if we don't, I assume most of us are not too keen on the fact that changes are happening, but they are. And in my opinion, D.AI.SY is actually a great opportunity to learn about what is likely to happen, but to jump on the train, let's say, early, and actually profit from the changes, because usually, you know, the pioneers are the ones that can benefit, of course, if you're jumping on the right train. So let's see what are these most obvious changes that are coming and how D.AI.SY is embracing them. So one of the changes, we are probably moving from centralized to a very much decentralized world. Of course, in the transition period, it's uncomfortable, but the fact is the centralized has in many ways been proven not to work. Decentralized is offering good alternatives, but of course it's also still in its very, very infancy. So, you know, exploits are happening, scams are happening, people don't really understand it. It needs time to develop. I mean, the whole of crypto is still a really, really young market that needs time to develop, to grow, to mature, to become something that one can predict, and so on. But decentralization is the future, and D.AI.SY is definitely embracing that. It used to be, or it still is, mainly, you know, companies are the ones that are shaping the economy. But right now, things are moving to blockchain, and instead of companies, we have smart contracts that are actually performing things that usually a company would be doing. So again, this is what, you know, D.AI.SY is offering. We are living on Tron blockchain with at least 12 smart contracts, and everything that we do is actually run by smart contracts, which means we have the transparency, we have immutability, we have, you know, security. It's just a lot of advantages. Everything is done within milliseconds. Nothing can be changed. Everything can be traced back. Everything can be checked. It's just a different world to, you know, relying on reports from companies and trusting people, even though it's not that we don't want to trust them, but it's much easier to make. I mean, a person can make an error easily. Blockchain basically doesn't. Usually companies, are run by owners, and of course for the benefit of the owners or for the investors or, the boards or whatever. But in the decentralized world, everything is based around community, and it is the community that is creating the whole thing, and it is also the community that's taking the benefit from the whole thing. So in D.AI.SY, the three owners or three founders are not actually owners, founders. They're the same as us. Okay, they have the first three positions, but they do everything exactly the same as we do. So there's literally, decentralized autonomous organization, which is controlled by the community. And also it's a fact that our funders are actually always listening to what the community is saying, and they're co-creating with the leaders of D.AI.SY. And so it is a totally different way. Also, we're talking about moving from Web 2 to Web 3. It's again all about decentralization. In Web 2, basically, when we are looking at web pages and things being presented to us in web shops and so on, it's a company that is behind that web shop or offering or whatever. It is that company that is gathering the information. It is that company that is actually selling the information and making the most money out of it. Amazon, Google, and so on. These are multi-billion companies because they have the data. They know what the people who are buying something, their habits, their needs, their emotions, and so on. In Web3, it's all about building a community, a decentralized community that is working for the benefit of each other. Then D.AI.SY, obviously, we started off with developing artificial intelligence for trading or funding a project that is developing that. In classic normal environment, it is the traders that are actually trading. In D.AI.SY, we are actually taking the fundamental analysis, so not the technical analysis. Technical analysis is what traders usually do, and they can be quite good at it. But D.AI.SY is employing artificial intelligence, and it's actually, first of all, teaching it how to look at much broader picture, like the fundamental and technical analysis, and actually automating that into the most probably lucrative trading there's ever been. I mean, we've literally already funded hundreds of millions, but also withdrawn hundreds of millions of profits. So there's never been a crowdfunding model that of this magnitude. We're like pioneering this industry. And finally, everything we're doing in D.AI.SY is actually available to the masses, available to retail, to us, small investors, small crowdfunders, putting in anything from $100, whereas this kind of profits or this kind of projects, trading opportunities have until now only been available to either accredited investors or institutions or, projects that basically, people that, are rich already and could just get richer. Whereas with D.AI.SY, it's exactly the opposite. It's a community that is taking care of the everyday people and giving equal opportunity to everybody worldwide, which is also, I think, extremely beautiful. So in short, D.AI.SY is a crowdfunding model, or at least for now. And crowdfunding is, simply put, a method of acquiring funds to support the expansion and advancement of a project by gathering contributions from a wide range of individuals who may not have any association with the project or possess professional investment experience or expertise. Basically, that means that because of that, Endotech is not required, because the way we are funding the project, they're actually not required at this stage to acquire any special licenses for collaboration with all the members, which of course is simplifying the process of developing and research and funding the development to a great extent. Of course, many of you know that we are at the very end of this stage, so the development stage, because pretty much they've done it. I mean, we can say, great job, Endotech, you've nailed it. So we will actually be moving now into the next phase, which will be available to everyone worldwide to actually participate as investors. At this point, we are all crowdfunders for research and development. And the next phase then actually will change in a great deal, but to be able to actually develop something that made this format made everything much simpler. Also, if Endotech would have accepted offers from the venture capitalist, which they did, by the way, have quite a few of them on offer, because what they're doing is exceptional. And of course, there were institutions that were interested in having access to this development, but they said no for two reasons. One is that Dr. Anna Becker is actually a lady with a huge heart, not just a very impressive brain, and she said it from day one that she is fed up of serving the rich and making them richer. And two, of course, if you do accept money from venture capitalists, they want to have control. They want to be on your board of directors. They want to, have a say in how you're going to do that with something. And if you have a vision like Dr. Anna Becker, which is a vision that probably she's the only one that actually even, knew what she was attempting to do, then of course you don't want somebody who doesn't have your ability to see forward, kind of hinder your development because they can't see it and you can. So that was, it's a win-win situation. There is a community of individuals who would never have been able to have access to this kind of profitable strategies. But on the other hand, we give her complete freedom to do what she wants. We are just crowdfunding the development. So basically, by buying DAISY packages and contributing to the development of AI 2.0, as we call it, each participant then receives shares of Endotech. So because we are helping them become a publicly traded company, we will actually be part owners of the company when they go to IPO. And of course, in the meantime, we are all able to take profits from the AI trading, or either take them out or just keep them compounding and growing. So I mentioned that everything is on blockchain, and I just want to, reiterate there. I'm sure pretty much everybody knows this, but it is really the underlying thing that gives the whole structure this 100% reliability and transparency. And in going forward, it will allow us to take everything we've built so far to any other project that will be coming under the DAISY umbrella. Because DAISY is not just about Endotech and about the AI and crypto development. It is also, we'll see a little bit later already now, has other projects under its umbrella, and there will be many more. But because everything is built on the blockchain, the network, the community, everything we've done so far is taking forward, and we will just keep on building on the same, let's say, base that we've done. So, some people are afraid, what is this now that we go to the next phase? Should I even build anymore? Yes, it's the best time to build, because, we know that there is huge success. We know what's been achieved. And we have the opportunity. It's really easy to basically explain to somebody now that this is a lifetime opportunity. Of course, it's their decision. And of course, we are not claiming or giving any guarantees, because no matter how much we want this to be successful, nobody really knows what is going to be happening in the next few years in this world. It's quite unpredictable. So past results obviously are not guarantee for any future success, but as things are standing, it is looking very, very good. And yes, every hour, everything that's going on in the trading, on the exchanges, everything is updated in the back office, and we can actually see the results literally updated every hour for over 200,000 members that are in this community, which is another huge success thing. There is no single project that has live trading being reported hourly for that bigger community. Just the platform and the capabilities of this platform are an amazing success in the whole story. And it is just started basically. This is just the start of it. So okay. So yeah, if any trading is unsuccessful, we basically see, not really a minus usually, because we've never been in minus, and in the whole time since Forex has been trading, we haven't had a single negative week. But there can be a potential, an hour or a day that the profits drop a little bit. So if you like and you want to check it all the time, you can do it. I'm definitely not one of those, but I do have a few people who have signed up who get totally excited, to check their back office. Oh yeah, she was putting up coping to check their back office a few times a day. I literally forget it, but that's also perfect. You don't have to, but you can. So everybody's happy. This is just a little screenshot of how, let's say, the back office or the transactions in your TronLink wallet look. And yes, all the transactions are recorded, they are immutable, and they have a time and date stamp. So, looking back, we will know everything that's ever happened with our DAISY accounts, with our DAISY contributions, with our DAISY payouts, within our DAISY network. It is all recorded and it cannot be changed. So the whole history, you can literally go on the Tron scanner, which is a website for the Tron blockchain, the same as you have Ether scanner for the Ethereum blockchain, and pretty much every blockchain has its own scanner, and you can look at everything. If you're a little bit of a how do you call it, Watson, and you can be really an investigator. And of course, all the members have simultaneous access to the same information, which means that everybody has exactly the same picture. This transparency is just amazing. In your DAISY personal account, you actually see everything, from what you've put in, what you've taken out, how much you've been charged for your gas fees. Everything is just there, and you can examine it whenever. A few other points that I think are really, really important when talking about DAISY, and that make DAISY quite different to many other projects that we've looked at. Some of them we even tried, and they were some of them have proven to be pump and dump. That's something that's extremely common in crypto. I think I was approached at least, I don't know, once a month, if not more, with something. Oh, this is going to be amazing. This is going to go, 100x. You have to do this, blah, 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 promising amazing quick return on investment. I'm not going to say none of them were a success. Actually, right now, if you look at DAISY, it looks like it's too good to be true. We made 800+% on DAISY Forex trading in 1 year. I think by every normal assessment, one would say, alarm, 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 this can't be true. But actually, DAISY is dedicated to only choosing real-life projects which solve a problem, so they're bringing added value to the world. So anything that will ever be offered to the DAISY community has to be a real-life project, not just a coin that, you know, somebody today has decided tomorrow it will be worth 200% more and you have to buy it today and tomorrow sell it. That's pump and dump, and we don't do that. Normally, when you join a project, even if, you know, it is a great project, it has a vision, or the founders have a vision and they promise you something, but you don't have any guarantee or, you know, anything to go by to decide whether, you know, they can actually deliver on that vision or that promise. When choosing partners for the DAISY, the founders always partnered up with, let's say, companies or projects that already have a proven track record. So they were here before DAISY and they can go on without the DAISY. Because there is a good match between DAISY and what they're trying to achieve in this point in their life cycle, let's say, they have decided to partner up and they have given us an opportunity to basically gain a lot of benefit from these partnerships. Important to know is also the fact that no matter how many projects DAISY will have as partners, you don't have to be in all of them. But on the other hand, you can decide to, you know, diversify and put a little bit of money in the different ones so that, because I said already before, there is no guarantee. There can't be any guarantee. We are all trying to survive in a pretty crazy world. It's obviously safer to be in different projects, but, you know, they can be under one team. I mentioned this already briefly earlier, that, you know, you can get venture capitalist money that will fund your project, but then you're giving them usually a good share of your project control. And obviously you're enabling the people who already have money to just get richer and control more of the world. Here, because the community is funding, we actually get the value and the opportunities from the different projects, whereas the projects have the freedom of developing what they want without somebody breathing down their neck. So yeah, I also mentioned this already, you know, usually if you do find a project, it's usually one project, it's one team. You don't want to be in just one project or trust just one team, because you never know, you know, if they're lucky enough to survive the crazy world. So you have to build trust, and you're risking with, you know, examining a lot of projects. It's time consuming, it's hard. In DAISY, we have a one-stop shop, let's call it, that will always, you know, a much more qualified team than you and I is examining which partners do we invite. And it's enabling us to diversify our money or our investment into different projects just to be safer. Normally, in everyday world, most of us have to, let's say, work. And, you know, how much we work is directly proportional to how much we get paid. But in DAISY, you have the opportunity of beautiful passive income from both equity, because, you know, we are funding the development. So we will actually be part owners of the company. And because you're also allowed to compound the profits, it's actually, the money is, you know, working back for you already in that. So it's really with just a small investment and some patience, shall we call it, you can actually start earning beautiful passive income without, well, doing much. And if by any chance you do decide to do something, you are really, really well rewarded for that as well, because it does have a very beautiful referral program. And one other thing that I think it's also, you know, quite an important theme right now. We've been brought up through the schooling system and everything else mostly as, you know, individuals. You know, we compete with each other mostly because that's just how the schooling system is. You're always comparing, you're always competing, you always want to be better than somebody else. At the end of the day, I don't know, it feels pretty lonely and pretty sad. So it's really quite beautiful to see a community of, okay, 200,000 people counting, but of course, smaller community, but of still extremely international community of leaders, pace-setter goals, and also just members who are so willing to help each other, to share, to cooperate, and in the end also, you know, all benefit from it. So just in that way of working, D.AI.SY for Jiva and me is presenting a project worthwhile sharing, because it's actually nice to just have people around you and work on this together. And then even better, you know, go to Dubai and have fun together. There are 3 people on this call who can put their hand up for that one. And hopefully next year there will be more of us. So question is, how much money of your money and your time are you actually willing to invest in learning about a new paradigm that's coming into this world? You know, it's a great time to have an open mind and an open heart and say, you know what, I can embrace some change, I can learn some new stuff, I can actually be open to some new concepts and to a different way of making money than from how I've been taught up till now. So let me give you just an overview of where are we in D.AI.SY right now. So I mentioned, you know, the credible partners. We have at this time 3 partners: Endotech, which is the partner for D.AI.SY AI and the Forex crypto. Endotech's been on the market for over 11 years, and Dr. Anna, who is the CEO of Endotech, actually has over 25 years of experience in the fintech world, and over 150 companies already now, big, you know, companies, big financial institutions are using their algorithms as we speak. So this is a partner that, you know, we can only dream of. And they've proven that in the last 2 years with what they've done, because their vision, or Dr. Anna's vision, was to develop an even better artificial intelligence for trading, so AI 2.0. And in Dubai in February, she told us that they have nailed it by actually developing 50 AI experts, which all look at just one expert looks at one indicator. But these are not just technical analysis, even though also in technical analysis, what they've done is they actually mirrored how an experienced trader of like 30 or 40 years looks at graphs. What does his brain see? How does his brain interpret what's going on in the graph? And they've managed to mimic that so that the AI now is able to see what the most experienced traders are capable of seeing and more, and then automate that. And then on top of that, they looked at the fundamental analysis. And here we're talking, you know, financial factors, economics, social, political, and everything else. And they've automated that as well. And that is even more difficult to automate. So what they've done, many said 2 years ago, could never be done. But that's kind of the underlying, you know, motto of D.AI.SY, doing things that have never been done before. And they have done it. And in the process, because we participated in this happening and were willing to, let's say, in inverted commas, risk our funds and enable Dr. Anna and her team of over 20 quant scientists to do this, we now are going to be rewarded with equity, which is, something that presents long-term growth opportunity. When we get it, we can, of course, either sell it or keep it and get dividends. And at the same time, we've had pretty cool cash flow just from, the profits and the short-term and residual payouts, which were all carried out by the smart contracts. So like I said, everything was transparent all the time. And of course, the people who have decided to build the community got extra other rewards. But the beauty of DAISY is also that, you can choose. You can be a completely passive contributor and be rewarded because you've put your money to work, or you can be, you can actually contribute very, very little because you don't have, but you believe in the project and you can be just, telling everybody about it and earn more money to put in, or you can do a nice combination of whatever, because usually people want to share things that they have found and are really happy with them. You probably go to a restaurant that's really good and then you tell all your friends about it. Well, this is kind of the same, when something is making you nice money, it's not, sharing it can be a great way of having many friends that are saying thank you to you. So DAISY AI and Forex, for Forex and crypto, is now pretty much at the end of stage 1, so the testing and development stage. In Dubai, we were told that this stage will finish most likely on the 1st of June. It has been postponed for another 3 months until the 1st of September. We will look a little bit later into what exactly are the changes, but the biggest challenge right now is that in the whole of the world, in financial sector, all the legal things that are going on are changing daily. Let's say the regulations are changing daily. Everybody is struggling to figure out where are we going, what's happening, and so on. So of course, it is a very difficult time to go to market with DAISY 2.0, where prime objective is to actually have a product that we can start presenting to the market as an opportunity for investing. When you start talking about investing, you need to have the correct legal structure behind it. And of course, since we want to be a worldwide global project, this legal structure needs to hold in all jurisdictions. And that is not a small task to manage. So when we were in Dubai, we were talking about most likely a DAISY hedge fund. Right now, it looks like we might have a DAISY hedge fund in certain jurisdictions, but there are definitely jurisdictions like, United States of America, where to be able to participate in a hedge fund, you need to be an accredited investor. And that means that you need to have certain schooling. You need to have at least 200,000 a year of income. You need to have at least $1 million, of your own money and so on. I don't know exactly, but basically it's definitely not, you can't be an accredited investor as a normal, everyday person. So what is now a much more likely structure will be actually so we stay decentralized and we go into a Web3 solution. And on the last update call from 1st of May, which you are very welcome to go and watch the recording of, they all looked extremely excited that they've come up with a master plan, which of course they weren't able to share yet. But looking at the grins on the faces of the founders, I think we are in for a treat, and more will be revealed on the 1st of June, so in 1 month's time. So that's the current state of DAISY AI and Forex. Then, of course, we had Liquid, going live in Dubai in February. We started off with liquid mining partner Atom Mining. They've been in the market for over 5 years. So again, we have a very credible partner. Their vision is to make mining of altcoins and Bitcoin so simple that anybody and everybody can participate, because you just need a smartphone, which I don't think anybody is lucky enough not to have it. And I'm being intentionally lucky enough not to have it. But yeah, it does actually mean you can now be a crypto miner. And of course, we get the mined crypto and the other rewards, but I will be talking about that in the second half of this presentation. So if you're interested in this, then please stay on. And then finally, we also have the Lift Launchpad platform, which actually came as, let's say, a side product of the relaunch of DAISY in 2021, because we got a great team of really smart contract experts that saw DAISY being positioned ideally to attract new projects that will be, growing in the crypto world, that are growing and developing in the crypto world, that will be solving many problems of today's world and providing brilliant solutions. And because we have a very good team of experts in all the different fields, DAISY can actually help these projects grow and position themselves well in the world. But of course, in return, the DAISY community members that want to fund these projects can have a great share in the profits of projects that have not even been launched. And that is always the stage you want to be in for the maximum value. So Lift right now, to be perfectly honest, there is a lot happening there as well, but it's not the most, let's say, burning project, because launch pads are always much more active when the whole market is in a bull market. And right now we are still in the bear market. So I'm not going to discuss that at all, but just so you have an overview that DAISY is much more than just DAISY Forex, which most of the time is the only thing that we talk about, because right now it is the most, promising and the hottest part of DAISY. But I think it's important to know that for the long term, Forex is hot now. Maybe in 6 months' time, crypto will be hot. Maybe in 1 year, liquid will be. It's just good to have the vision of diversifying and not betting everything on one thing. So let's just dive in briefly then into, or look briefly at the results of the Forex, since I just did say that it is currently the hottest performing one. As you know, we have each week the results. In the last few weeks, people have been asking, why is the Forex weekly performance so low? Here, I just want to say it's nice to see how quickly everybody, all of us, me, we're not exceptions. We just get used to, 4 or 5%. So when it's 1.7%, we start complaining. It's just people, we do have special traits that sometimes one would want to change, but that's the nature of humans. One of the reasons why the performance is lower than we've had in the past, but definitely still wow, is because there is very, very little volatility in the Forex markets. And of course, if there is no volatility, well, you can't make any profit. If you're not going up or down, then you can't trade profitably. So that's the reason why the returns are a little bit lower right now than they were. But, again, one also cannot look at something for months to months. We only been trading for 1 year, and we haven't had a single week that has been at a loss yet, which is just if I say amazing, Jiva's going to shoot me because she hates that word. Yes. I don't know what else to say because it is crazy, so yeah, that's basically the results. But even if it stays, at 1.5 or 2%, I will still be very, very happy with it. And even if it's going to have a negative week or so, hey, everybody has to learn also from mistakes. But so far, only profitable weeks and months. Crypto, on the other hand, is not quite like that. Many reasons for that. The number one reason is, of course, the different market. Crypto market in relation to Forex, it's so much smaller, so much easier to manipulate, so much less predictable, just, behaving totally different. But I think from, everything that has been said, we are probably expecting some pretty crazy results also from crypto in the near future. For sure, Dr. Anna's goal is to have as good results, if not even better, in crypto, like we have in Forex before the IPO. So they're working on it day and night. They're teaching the algorithms like a good mother, letting them, fall and learn on the mistakes. So yeah, it's much more choppy. But this is also one of the reasons why we know that also the Forex results are real, because, yeah, they present the real results, even if these results are negative. A short disclaimer, I think I mentioned before, but just in case it was not, heard, there are no guarantees. We are crowdfunding, so we are not investing. We are literally at this stage still helping Endotech develop and test the algorithms. And when they are successfully trading, we are rewarded because we trust in them and because we've made our contributions. Neither Jiva nor I are financial advisors. Everything we are sharing because we love what we discovered. And it is your responsibility to decide whether, what we're saying you like, you don't like. We've made a lot of effort to put a lot of relevant information for you to study in YouTube, in Discord, in WhatsApp, Telegram groups. All the links are shared in the first chat. So if you haven't got access to them yet, please go to the chat message and just, copy it or click them and actually join. We will always share the information, but we will never give you any guarantees. So that's the short disclaimer. And now let's just quickly look at the changes in terms of contribution, because there have been some changes, and if just in case somebody is not yet updated, and because we have some newcomers, I just want to run quickly through. So independent of whether you want to contribute to D.AI.SY Forex or to D.AI.SY Crypto, until 1st of September, we still are contributing to the crowdfund. So it means we are still buying tiers. Tier 1, we now can only participate by buying both tier 1 for crypto and tier 1 for Forex. This was decided because the gas fees on the Tron blockchain have gone up so much that it was sort of pointless contributed each separately, because it will actually cost you, like, can be even $25–30 just in gas fees, which are literally just, money thrown away. So it's better to do it as a one contribution and save on those gas fees. And also you get your first kind of look at the crypto performance, which is also really good, because sometimes it's surprisingly good, and it's good to know when this starts. So if you do your contribution of $200, it means $100 goes into Forex. Of that, 50% goes into trading and 50% goes to the community, and the same for crypto. Then tier 2 is a $200 contribution for Forex or crypto, or if you want to do both, then it's obviously a $400. Again, 50% goes into trading. Tier 3, $400 contribution. And at this point, the amount that goes into trading is 70%. And you get your first share of Endotech. So from Tier 3, now the Endotech shares are still on the table, but only until 1st of September. Once we go into phase 2, there will be no more Endotech shares, and that's something to take note of for sure. If you want to continue Tier 4, 800, it basically just doubles every time. What's really important to realize is that until 31st of May, so what is that? Just over 20 days, we still have the momentum packs. That means that 90% of your second contribution to Tier 3, second contribution to Tier 4, providing, of course, that you've made all the other contributions prior, you can buy packs through Tier 3 and Tier 4 for the second time and have 90% of that contribution go towards trading. That means that, if you do Tier 3 twice, you will actually have a total of 80% of the total contribution go into trading, and that's really good. And then from Tier 5 onwards, you can actually buy any of the packs as many times as you want to, and they will all go 90% into trading. So that's only until May 31st, and it's something that if you're in position to take advantage of, do, because I am pretty sure that even though they say that once we go to phase 2, the percentage of at that point investment, right now it's still contribution, will be higher that goes into trading. I'm pretty sure it will not be 90. What we've heard is that it will be somewhere between 70 and 85, depending on the amount that you are contributing. So 90 is probably the highest we will ever see. And so if you have the opportunity to buy momentum packs, not financial advice, but if I were you, I would very much think about it. So let's look at the main points about the migration to DAISY 2.0. As already said, planned for the 1st of September. Of course, we need to be aware of everything that needs to be done prior to that. And if it's going to be delayed, hey, it doesn't matter. I think it's important to just be patient. What they want is a seamless migration, meaning we're not going to probably have to do much more than click 1 or 2 clicks. And most likely it will be a decentralized Web3 model. But it's very likely that they will also have a hedge fund where the hedge fund is allowed. So not in the whole world. And that hedge fund then can be, also fully KYC, but then also you can invite, institutions that obviously need to have some paperwork behind, cannot be just an unknown, let's say, wallet address that is in, putting money in. So let's see. June 1st, we're going to get a much, much clearer picture. But by June 1st, the momentum packs are gone. So that's the most important thing to remember right now. Don't wait until June 1st and they say, oh, I wanted to buy momentum packs. It's not going to be possible anymore. The new model will allow DAISY to grow exponentially in every country around the world. That is the aim. And we will continue our legacy of doing what has never been done before. I already told you that earlier. That's the legacy. The AI backbone we crowdfund now will be fully integrated into the new model and will bring DAISY and Endotech to the very top of the financial world. We will be able to continue adding funds to the new model. At that point, it will not be any more tiers, but it will be, you will decide what amount. There will probably be a minimum. I've heard rumors that the minimum will be between 500 and 1,000. Nobody's sure at the moment, but it will be just, you can just do a one-off payment. So the gas fees will be much, much lower. And like I said before, the percentage will be probably higher than 70%, but pretty sure that it will not be higher than 90. So momentum packs are the best thing on the table right now. And no Endotech shares will be distributed to members for the participations after the 1st of September. So if you want Endotech shares, you should make your contributions now. Existing AI trading algorithms will continue working just as they do now. There will be absolutely no change in that. We will be able to withdraw trading rewards exactly the same as we do now. We will be able to use the referral plan. It will be probably simplified in terms of, we won't have the matrix bonuses, and it will look much less like a multi-level marketing structure, because the point of DAISY is to now go pretty much global and to go to everyday individuals. And we all know that a lot of people have a huge pushback when they start thinking something is a pyramid, because pyramids do have a very bad reputation and there have been a lot of scams. We are not one of them, but it takes a lot of effort to explain this to people and to make them trust, so they will make it much more like just referral marketing sort of thing that you see everywhere. You go to, I don't know, you buy a new iPhone and you tell somebody to buy it and you'll get 2% or whatever. It will be a different structure, but still a good one. And KYC is supposed to be required, at least for the hedge fund. Whether the decentralized version will allow us to stay anonymous, we will see. This has not been 100% clarified, because I don't think they know exactly yet. Of course, they're looking for a solution where we would be able to, at least to some extent, avoid KYC, but whether they will find one that is perfectly legal and good, nobody knows. And for sure, they will not jeopardize the project, because if the project gets shut down, then of course we all lose. So they will be finding the best possible solution that is within the legal requirements of individual countries. Endotech's IPO is likely to be sometime in 2024, possibly even 25. The reason for that is that they want to develop the algorithms. Like we are stopping the intensive development and research, but for sure they will be doing a lot more modifications. Especially they want to get very good results also for the crypto. And of course, we want to be in market conditions which are much more bullish than these conditions are right now, which have much more certainty, which look, just much more promising, because that's where you want to launch something, because then you will get the highest reward or the highest price for your shares. Until then, we will actually be issued an NFT, which will be kind of giving you your number of shares that you are entitled to at the point where Endotech goes to IPO. So you will have some kind of ownership for the shares when they are issued, if that makes sense. So I open it up for questions from you guys, but if you don't have questions for me, expect my questions to you. So I'm going to stop sharing screen for now, and let's go into your questions. And then I have a few questions that I want to end up with, because I think they're quite important. Wow. We started off with 17, we are 23. I'm impressed. I thought it would be 5 people still here. Thank you for listening. Anybody that wants to ask, just unmute yourself. Don't be shy, please.
Hi.
Hi, Ari. Hi.
Can you explain a little more about the IPO? I didn't understand that part. What's IPO?
IPO is initial price offering. So that's basically when Endotech goes to become a publicly traded company, and when it issues the shares, and we as the whole DAISY community will receive 12% of all of the shares that are issued, meaning that 5% will go to the contributors, So, if you contributed from the very beginning, at that point, we were given 1 share for every $100 that we contributed. Then it was for every 200, and now it is for every 400, because obviously the evaluation by Ernst & Young, who has been evaluating the growth of Endotech since day one, has given them a much, much, much higher valuation, which means we already know that at this stage, Endotech is already a multi-billion-dollar company. When we started, it was, I think, evaluated at 150,000, so a huge growth in the last 2 years. And it means that however many shares the whole community will be entitled to from the contributions will represent 5% of the total that goes out. So it depends. We don't know yet exactly the number, and we also don't know what the price will be. But at this stage, if the IPO was now, it would be about $80 a share. It is very likely that it will grow substantially, but of course, nobody can say that for sure, and nobody can give an exact evaluation, but just, to have a feeling. So, originally we got 1 share for every $100 that we contributed, and right now 1 would be worth about $80, just to give you an idea. And then 5%, additional 5% will be divided amongst all the qualified paysetter golds. So at the moment, the number of paysetter golds to the number of shares that have been earned by people for contributions, it's about 1 to 3,000. So it means that for every 1 share that's in the, let's say, so right now, if you're a paysetter gold, you would get, let's say, for each one of the shares that's for the community, you would actually get 3,000 times that. So we are talking huge numbers, and that's why it is still highly, highly, highly motivational. If you want to build, reach out to us. We will help you. This can be life-changing money to become a paysetter gold before 1st of September. It's still possible until the 1st of September. And then 2%, of course, is reserved for the leaders. And that's, if you help 3 people become paysetter gold, then you become a leader. But that's the 12% of all the shares of Endotech that will actually go to the D.AI.SY community. You're muted, Ari.
Okay. Good. To be a paysetter gold, you need to invite people to join. Right?
Yeah, you need $128,000 in contributions within 1 month. So it's reset every month. So from the 1st till the end of the month, you need to have a total of $128,000 in contributions from at least 24 members.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Buenísimo. Thank you for your answer.
You're welcome. But one thing, Ariel, that's important. It is possible to build one position together with more people. Like Jiva and I are paysetter golds, but we'll build one position together. You don't have to do it on your own. Okay? Just a thought.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Any more questions, please?
Yes. So where physically are the funds transferred to, and has there been any issue with the local banks? Because of course the established institutions aren't very happy about crypto and these kinds of things.
Well, yeah, that's, I don't know if you guys have experienced lately in Slovenia, pretty much anybody that wants to transfer money to Binance, the first transfer comes back and you just need to do it again, and then it usually goes through. Don't ask me why. The bank says allegedly it has nothing to do with them. Binance says allegedly it has nothing to do with them. It's just something that's happened at least 5 or 6 times. So we have to be, let's say, more and more determined to get into crypto. They're definitely not trying to make it easy. In quite a few countries, they are absolutely not making it easy. In some countries, they are forbidding it. But D.AI.SY is looking for a decentralized way that will allow everyone to participate. Now, of course, if they absolutely cannot find it, and believe me, they have a lot of lawyers and a lot of experts working on this, then of course, you know, they will not jeopardize the whole project by doing something stupid. Individuals, of course, have the opportunity to, you know, Michael Faust said it many times, you can set up a legal entity in a different country and work from there. I mean, I'm sure there will be people finding ways of helping others, but we will be smart about it. We're not going to do something stupid that somebody shuts us down. I'm not sure, Niels, if I answered well enough. For some reason, I don't hear you guys very well. So if you can speak really loud, that would be a great deal of help. I don't know, it might be my mic that's a bit funny, but did I answer your question or? Yeah,
that was a perfectly good question, okay. Reassuring, because my experience with the banks is like I was almost denied taking up a loan for my cabin because I mentioned the word crypto, that I had some assets in crypto. So like you say, you have to be smart about it. It's still legal and will probably continue to be, but it will be, in my opinion, a legal battle. This thing, they will try to stop it, these powerful institutions, of course. Yeah. But it's a perfectly good answer. Thank you.
I don't want to be, you know, too daunted about the whole thing. I think there's certain stages which are happening right now, and we are just about to roll out central digital currency for euro. Like, this is happening within this year, most likely. Dollar is pretty much there as well. So I think they will definitely try and, you know, make everybody believe that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and, you know, current cryptocurrencies are dangerous and risky, and, you know, everybody loses money. But we have the perfect solution for you: our digital euro, our digital dollar, whatever. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're in this. I want to understand what's going on from a different perspective that will most likely be painted for me. And then decide which one, you know, I believe better, or which one I want to navigate, or at least have different options. So I would not be surprised if everything will still drop a lot before. I think they will roll out the central digital currencies first. Then they will put in regulation in place. They're not going to shut it down, because this is the development. I mean, you know, they will shoot themselves in the foot as well. It's not about shutting it down. It's about how much can we regulate it. And, you know, then obviously once it is regulated, there are a lot of people who want to jump in at lower prices than we are now. So let's bring, you know, Bitcoin down to 10,000 again and buy as much as we plan to buy, and then let's send it up. So I think there's going to be a lot of that. So that's why I love the fact that, you know, we have Dr. Anna trading for us, because I would not want to be a trader by myself at all. I went to 2 boot camps. I have a lot of gray hair. Some of it is from the trading. No, it's just, you know, you don't sleep, you're an emotional wreck, you're constantly doubting yourself. So let the AI that doesn't have emotions do it for us. I think it's a much, much, much safer bet. And obviously they know how to trade independent of how the market is going. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it going sideways? There are strategies to trade all of it if you can recognize what's going on. And having, let's say, 50 experts looking like a sniper at each individual, you know, indicator, I think it's a safe bet that whatever happens, the AI will have better results than normal traders or very experienced traders. Nobody has the capacity to process that much information as the AI has.
Thank you for a very reassuring answer. And I have to say that the concept of using AI for trading is just brilliant. Looking at ChatGPT and these kinds of engines, it's like, of course it would work. It's so obvious, like to develop this, to use this technology for trading. It's so obvious that no like human trader could ever keep up with the AI. That's like, yeah.
Yeah. And I like the fact that this AI is in the hands of good people who want to make the world better for masses, not just for a few individuals. Because that's my biggest fear of AI. You know, if we feed AI positive things, it will be positive, but not everybody's going to feed it positive things. So let's hope that the majority feeds it positive stuff. It's learning. It's learning for us, at least for now. So depends on, you know, it's like how you bring up your kids, how you teach them. It's the same here. Okay, who else? Do we have anything in the chat? I saw this. Gio, is there anything in chat? Because I have so many things on the screen, I can't really see it.
Nope, nothing.
Nope, okay.
But it's very good for everyone to really look at the first message in the chat, because like Eva and her son, they have set up a Discord group, Discord channel. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Discord, but it's really there. It's like all the information you need from the beginning when it started. It's so much information. So if you really want to know about DAISY and what it works and all the plans and everything, it's all there. You know, and so really sign up to Discord channel and have a look inside the different folders and explore a little bit, because it's quite incredible what they have come up with.
Yeah, this was when I took my son to Dubai. The first thing he told me when he was listening to Dr. Anna's presentation, you see, Mom, you need to see things that are repeating, and then you optimize, you put them, you structure them and stuff. I'm going to prepare the Discord channel. You know, I told you that already 2 years ago. I was like, okay, good. Green light, do it.
16-year-old. So now we have it.
Yeah, well, yeah. So Rupert will be very happy if you actually also post questions there, and, you know, we will be much more inclined to really publish everything there if people start using it. So please do. And also Discord is like, you know, it's designed in a way that the community can actually help each other, you know, that you can actually share your experiences. I'm perfectly happy if people post in there also maybe, you know, links to interesting content that they found with the whole, you know, what's going on in the world and stuff. Let's start communicating there and you know, exploring what's going on in the world and sharing and really helping each other to have access to relevant information and, you know, knowledge. I think knowledge right now is the biggest benefit, but of course it's quite a challenge to filter what's true, what's not true, and to find enough time to go through all of it. So if everybody does something and posts what they've, you know, something that they found that's really, really good, not like everything, you know, like I don't want to have emojis and burning fires and smileys and I don't know what else, which happens in a lot of the communities. That's, in my opinion, a waste of time. But, you know, if there's something relevant and something nice, please share it in there for everybody's benefit.
Where in the chat is that you said about
if you go into here in the chat in Zoom.
I'm actually on the last page. I have it again, so let me share the screen and ask you a few questions. Haha, since you don't want to ask me so many.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Okay, so what are my questions to you? Of course, this one is so yes, if you are interested in building the community, you obviously don't have to, you know, raise your voice now, or if you want to do, of course, but if you are do contact us if you wanna. It's not just the Paysetter Gold. There's also Builder shares and Achiever shares. I'm not going to go into details of those. We've explained them in a lot of detail before, but some people are new. What I'm trying to say is, if you're in a situation where you say, hey, I'm willing to learn a lot. I'm willing to invest a substantial amount of time. But I'm willing to work really hard for 1 month and do the best I can to secure the maximum benefit from DAISY for me in the future, then please reach out to us and we'll devise a plan on how to help you. And if you don't want to do it, ask yourself just why not? Because there might be a gem hiding in there. When Jiva and I started, it took us, I think, at least 6 months, if not longer, because at that point, of course, it was extremely uncertain, are we actually in a project that's going to survive, or have we just gone put money into something that's not? But it's when you look at your fears, when you look at your uncomforts, when you look at why do I not want to communicate something that people should be happy to learn about, you might find an interesting answer there. So just some food for thought. And if you decide to go ahead and not just be a participant, but actually be an active participant, set yourself a goal for the 31st of May, and then another one up until the 1st of September. And if you want help with that, let us know. We have 2 events. Well, we have more than 2, but Budapest, the 9th of September, is one which is really close. Obviously, we should be in phase 2 by then, and I think a lot of it will be announced there. We would be very happy to actually go, as a bigger group. So think about that. Let us know if that's something that calls to you. And then February in 2024, it's Dubai time again. So I hope this time we were, 7 from Slovenia and about 15 altogether, right? Let's make it 30. Okay, no goals. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, and now it's, and this is a really important one. Please, 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 so often when we start, our head is all over the place and, we just think we'll do it later and then we forget. Really important. You need to have your mnemonic seed phrase and your private key written down and stored safely. Not taken picture of, not, stored on your computer, not on your Google Drive, nothing like that. You can literally copy it from your wallet into notes, print it, delete everything, and then have that put somewhere securely. And preferably in 2 places, because you never know, paper can, also burn or whatever. But please make them secure and do not ever share them with anybody. If anybody is asking you either for your mnemonic seed phrase or your private key, it's a scam, 100% guaranteed. Also, when you're traveling, please don't use public Wi-Fi and log into your DAISY back office. It's not safe. You can get hackers immediately. If you have bigger funds, please think about having multi-sig. There are ways to protect yourself. This is crucial and don't take it lightly. In Discord, we have videos, I think 6 or 7 videos just on security. Please go there and watch them and do what the videos tell you to do. And if you need help, reach out. But let's not have a situation where somebody's wallet will either be lost or hacked or whatever. I really, really don't want that to happen. So please, let's make sure that we don't do that.
Yes, because I want to add here, because in crypto, you are actually responsible for your money. There's no banker that's going to retrieve your transaction. So that's also something that people have to get their head around, that actually, ooh, you make transactions, and if you haven't used the right network or you haven't sent it to the right address, it can be gone. So when I help people to do these things, I'm very, very clear about it, and we do step by step. So yeah, I'm willing to help anyone with this kind of thing because it's very important. It's not scary at all, but when you do it the first couple of times, it's scary, but then it's very easy. So.
Okay, so this is the final slide for this part of the presentation. These are the different links. So YouTube channel, Telegram group, Discord channel, and we also have an international and a Slovenian WhatsApp group. If you are in DAISY and you're not in these groups, please remind whoever invited you to share the number or to add you, because we actually use the WhatsApp group to, you know, just invite to Zooms and so on. In the Telegram group, you can't communicate back with us. That's why we have also the WhatsApp group, because you can actually reply. And the Discord channel, like I said, is actually the one that has the most structured, up-to-date information there, and is the one that we would ideally all start using the most. I will be honest, I'm not there either. It's not, I haven't used it a lot before, so it's just not something I do normally. But if we all make it a go-to channel, then I'm sure it will be brilliant, because then actually we can pretty much ignore all the rest of them and we can just use Discord and we can communicate in all the ways. And we can actually use Discord then also for the calls and for everything. We don't even need to have Zoom afterwards. It allows you everything. So with this one, I will finish this part of the presentation. 5-minute break precisely. And we start in about 5 minutes with the liquid presentation for whoever wants to continue. I will record that one as well. If anybody has any more questions just now, please just ask. Otherwise, let's take a short break.
Hey, I would have a question, Eva.
Go. Yeah.
Do you hear me? Yeah, okay. So I'm very supportive of decentralized technologies for over 10 years now. And I like the project of DAISY and vision of Anna Bicker. I have a great trust to it. But I would just warn about something. Let's not be naive. I think there is a clear war against decentralized technologies, because it has huge potentials for something that we haven't seen for centuries, and that's true democracy, that's true decentralized economy, and so on. So what we see is really very worrying. I mean, we can see changing new rules on regulations. For example, Biden's administration now putting 30% tax on crypto profits and so on. Last year, in 2012, European Parliament was proposed with an outrageous law that would even ban concepts of proof of work and so on, or proof of stake. So to destroy Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we just heard recently that European Union is waging a new law that any transaction over 1,000 euros would be banned, would be criminal activity. So
no, you would have to KYC it.
Sorry?
You would have to KYC it, so it cannot be decentralized. You cannot. What they're trying to propose is that you cannot do transactions over $1,000 that would be anonymous.
Yeah, I'm talking about cash now. I mean, they
okay.
ban cash, and Christine Lagarde, I know what that horrible woman is talking about. Is like they would like to ban, to have a control even for 100 euros transaction, because she says that the terrorists are using that and blah 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 blah. So it's very serious situation. I would be very happy if you, the team of DAISY, can offer, you know, your us crowdfunders legal information about how to act, because we can expect some red alerts if that will continue. So that's all I want to say. Let's be prepared for the worst, because those guys are crazy. The banks are crumbling all around the world. We see in America, it's horrible what happened just last month, and that this trend will continue. It was intelligibly, it could be foreseen, because the economy is unsustainable, absolutely. So, and this is D.AI.SY is one of those projects which truly has potentials for the future economies, which will act very differently. So let's be very cautious how to protect our rights, our ownerships, and how to prevent those, I would say, guys, I would say even criminals, to forbid and to ban, you know, such projects or gaining profits from it. Christine Lagarde was also talking about want prohibiting transactions in crypto. You said $1,000, which should be QIC, or how to
KYC, yeah. Know your customer.
Yeah, but this is, so I'm quite worried. I think we should expect more attacks from those, you know, traditional institutions, and would be very happy if your team can offer, you know, some advices what to do now. I don't know.
To be perfectly honest, that's one of the reasons I think why, you know, there has been a change from the original idea that we go to a hedge fund fully licensed to now actually changing that for a decentralized Web3. So what exactly they will come up with, I don't know. We definitely are looking for solutions which will be addressing everything you just said. I'm 100% certain that they are well aware of it. I think one of the things we also need to be very cautious of is, yes, I'm pretty convinced that there are a lot of people in high power positions that would like to do what you've just mentioned, that possibly even have plans to do, but to have a plan to do something and to actually achieve it are, you know, it's the same as building a very successful company. It's also destroying a lot of things. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of ways. And, you know, there have been times, or there are times now, where, you know, laws have been put in place, but nobody obeys them, or, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I think they will be fighting it for sure, but we will be fighting back. So let's see where it takes us. I think that's why I'm saying, I think we need to be aware of things, and we need to be aware that not everything that is portrayed is either bad or good, you know, or good or bad. I think we need to be aware, and that's why I like the idea of a community. That's why I like the idea of sharing things in Discord. That's why I like the idea of, you know, having this kind of chats, and just more brains can figure out things better. I would not go into a panic mode, because I truly believe that what we think we also manifest. So, you know, I don't want to be dooming ourselves by just expecting everything's going to be horrible. But I'm not also not so naive anymore as I used to be, that, you know, I would just trust that everybody has my best interests at heart, just because, you know, the world is full of beautiful people. So I've gone from that extreme to something in between now. Let's just see what happens. But I would say, you know, for sure they will tax it. But at the end of the day, you know, if the tax is reasonable, I'm willing to pay it. I don't care. I'm not willing to give over my control. I'm not willing to become a digital slave by accepting the digital euro and then, you know, being at their mercy. That for sure I'm not willing to do. If that will be the plan, I don't know. There's many scenarios, there's many possibilities. I think having an open conversation, being cautious, but again, you know, not just seeing everything bad, because that also, I think, kind of becomes quite difficult to breathe in, and I don't want to go down that hole either, but having open conversations, using our brains to, you know, think, where are we going, what's going on. And I'm quite confident that we are in a project that has very, very huge capacity in terms of who's leading it and their connections and their backgrounds and their, you know, insights, that we are in good hands to figure out a good way for all of us. So I would, you know, and finish on that note rather than prepare for the, you know,
worst
complete disaster, because that kind of makes me sleep really poorly, and I'm at the stage where I do need to sleep well.